number 4. So glad to be back up here.
I know, it's nice.
Maybe instead of slamming it, we can just
Set it nicely.
kind of push in while we're dropping it. Good as it gets. It feels good to be back on the second floor of our home, putting in the subfloor. Last video, it was enjoyable to get the garden started and get it ready for spring, but glad to be back up here. So we've got a little more than 3 rows left to put in across the way here, and it is very windy. The reason it's windy is there is a storm supposed to be blown in over the next couple of days. We want to get this floor down and get paint on it to help protect it. Hopefully we can make that deadline. Stay tuned, you're going to find out. As long as I don't blow away, I think we can do it. Here we go.
I'll paint it.
Okay, good. We beat the storm.
Yep. In the
job.
dark.
Good job.
Thank you. Probably blinding the camera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job to you. You work so hard.
Go that way more. That way. All right, go down. Okay. All right, put it down.
Lift it up! Lift it up! Go that way!
All right, Logan. Corner, go this way.
Eli,
Yeah?
do you love this?
Let go.
You seem to be having a good time.
There's the storm. Coming this way. Does this feel so big? So the bedrooms, let's see. They end
Logan, don't do it.
somewhere around here. Then we have all this area. And then that's going to go out over the kitchen. That's going to be big. What do you think? I know, it's so cool. About all I can do is squeegee right now. Yesterday we got a good chunk of rain and it snowed as well a little bit. Had a little layer of slush up on the subfloor that I had to get off because we don't want that sitting there and causing damage. Luckily we got all of our subfloor down. We got it painted just in time. I only wish we would have got it painted a day or two earlier so it had more time to cure. But it's doing good. There's a few leaks in here, but you know, it's not a roof, it's subfloor. And I'm just keeping the water out. We got low spots here and there in the slab. I don't think any slab's perfect. So I'm just standing guard. Now one thing I'll say, guys, is that paint we used, it was a primer. What is it? A primer plus paint?
Paint and primer.
Paint and primer. That 5-gallon bucket we got was only $30 because it was what is called oops paint. And what oops paint is when someone gets a color and they decide they don't like it after it gets mixed up, well then the store can't sell it at full price because no one will probably buy it. Anyway, they mark them down a lot. So $30 for 5 gallons of paint. That was pretty good.
And we didn't care what color it was.
Nope, we didn't. You know, I mean, I didn't want it too bright to where the sun was hitting it and blinding us, and I didn't want it too dark to where it's absorbing heat, but it turned out good. It's like a light gray. So here we are again. This is day 2 of the rain. Should stop here in a couple hours.
We hope.
And then I think we're gonna go start framing up there.
I hope so.
I hope so too. We haven't got much done yesterday or today. At least the wind is gone. The wind is blown through. We're going to snap a line a foot in all the way across. That is my SketchUp for the beginnings of framing up on the second floor. This is the north facing wall. It's huge. It's 32 feet long, and we're actually gonna frame it in sections. We're gonna do 3 sections because it's so big. And we're gonna try to get everything, or at least as much as possible, done down on the floor before we raise these 3 sections up. So that means the blocking, we'll get that in before we raise it up, and the OSB sheeting, we'll get that attached somewhat before we raise it up too. There'll be a little bit of work I'll have to do on the extension ladder when all 3 sections are up, but that's okay. This is the safest way I could come up with to do this giant wall, which stands at 15 foot 4.5 at the peak. So we've got our saw stations set up for the studs. This is going to cut the angle, which is 33.7 degrees. We have an 812 roof pitch, so that's what that's for. And instead of me going back and forth doing an angle cut and then a straight cut, Natalie will be over here on the other saw doing the straight cuts. And you guys, we did a lot of math. We have a print, obviously, of this wall that had some of these numbers on it, but I put a ton more to help with layout of the 3 windows that are in that wall, among other things. So we put some time into not only this, but doing the chalk lines up there you saw earlier. And man, it hurts my head to do that much math. We got it. We got to figure it out. So we're good to go. And Natalie has something new to show you guys. Natalie's taking my place as foreman. Let's just say that. I'll show you what I mean. Look at that. You have way more pockets than I do.
Or that I will ever use.
And the shoulder straps.
All right, I'm officially on the job as foreman.
But yeah, you have more pockets, so I'm
I
just
have
a
spot for my tape measure and my pencil.
and maybe a speed square.
Maybe a speed square and my camera lens. Yep. We'll see what else I'll put in my pockets.
Snacks. We need snacks and drinks. Isn't there a big...
I took the other one
Oh,
off.
you downsized on the
I
other side.
did a little bit.
Oh, man. I still think you have way more pockets than I do. So, you're the boss. Tell me what to do.
Yep. Let's get to work.
Oh, fine. I wanted a break, but I guess I have to get to work.
Yep. Here we go.
next one?
12 foot 8 and 13 16.
13/16.
Yep.
Wow. This is off enough to be a problem, you know?
Yep.
Okay, before we cut to a drone shot, we've ran into a lot of issues framing this wall. Most of them we figured all of them out by now, and we know what we need to do to correct. But our main issue, let's start there, is we've been sick, guys. Our family's been hit with a bug, and it's been one family member after another getting sick. Started out with a couple kids, then me, so I was out for a couple days, and then Natalie, and she's on the mend right now. She's behind the camera right now. Give her a thumbs up for being here. She's doing a lot better, and so am I, thankfully. Now, the framing problem here is everything's a triangle and an angle, and we've been crunching numbers. I think we need to go back to high school and go back through algebra and geometry, but thank goodness for that app I showed you guys before with the framing calculator. We have been using that like crazy to figure out what is wrong with this wall. And let me show you what I mean. So you guys know we snapped a red chalk line. Hopefully you can see it. If you look all the way down there, that line should be parallel with this board, and it is not. And one thing that makes it look like it's way off is this board is actually warped. So that's not a big issue. We can fix that as we go along. But our studs were laid out incorrectly. You saw me use a speed square in my tape measure in an earlier clip where I was trying to get as close as possible to 16 on center, like so, and then I would kind of mark it there and then nail it in. Well, that did not work out. That is where we went wrong. So we got that fancy calculator back out and we needed exact measurements on this top plate. So if you look here, here is our mark. That's where the stud should land. So this edge should be in line with that. That's like 3/4 of an inch right there. And then over here, it's an 1.25 inches almost. So as we went along, it got worse and worse and pushed our top plate further and further out of where it's supposed to be. So the good thing is the studs are the correct length. All I got to do is I got to cut through those nails and line all those studs up, and that should push that top plate out and put it back in line. This is one thing where we don't want to make a mistake. We don't want this angle to be off. The roof has to be the same all the way across. So we're gonna correct that, and we're all gonna feel better in the next video. I'm already feeling better. Natalie's gonna feel better. We'll see you guys then. Thank you for watching.